back there, when Sly Stone when he first got over, what he did, he had his own band, and they played behind Bobby Freeman.
Okay.
And a friend of mine was singing, his name was Eric Roberts. He was the one owned Ebony Club and the Thorn and the Thistle. He sung background. He came to town one time. He said, "Man, I'm getting ready to open up a club and open another club in Oakland," because he had the Thorn and Thistle, and everybody was going to that. And he took me over to the store and showed me he took a store like Safeway or something, and he retrofitted the whole place. He had lights on the floor and all that stuff. And his very first act was Diana Ross, because it was the Ebony Club.
Is that right?
It was the very first act. And right after that, he had that band from Ohio, and Skip Martin was in that band. And that's when they went. When they went back east, Daz Band saw him and snatched him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the Daz Band went like this. And they said, "Man, Skip's in that band." I said, "Skip?" And did you hear? Ooh, ooh, ooh. I said, "Oh yeah, that's Skip."
Yeah.
And they was thumping then.
Yeah.
So when he was coming to the Circle Store, I used to go down and see him. One night I was in the Circle Store, and he was singing "Whip It," and then he sung another one, that one about the gear shift thing, and he had on some shade. He put on some shade, and so when they came off the stage, you know they always have two bodyguards running down each side of him. And he running down, and some girl timed him on the Star House. She timed him as he came by. She reached over the guards and snatched his shades right off his face.
Oh wow!
And it kind of I think it left a scratch on his face the way she snatched them off his face. And he was mad. When he went to the dressing room, I was back there when I went anyway, he said, "Man, I'm a woman snatching glasses off my face." She timed it perfectly.
Yeah.
As soon as they came by, she just reached right over the top of them and snatched the shades right off.
I bet she still got them.
She probably still got them.
Yeah.
You know, because at that time the Daz Band was way up there. Cause I mean, he was singing them songs and their albums was selling real good. You know, and I went down to see him a few times. Me and him used to hang out. He had this little girl named Carol that he was going with in San Jose. Had this Camaro, candy apple red.
Okay.
He kept the car most of the time. He was rolling.
No, that's right.
Yes, Skip Martin. He was. I got another partner, something like my partner Anthony Young. They remind me of each other. They're pretty boys that can sing. The boys can sing.
Okay.
Got monster voices on them.
Yeah.
And I always had a lot. That's why this is the first time I ever put myself up front. I always have all these heavy singers with me. I just put them up and put a smile on your face.
It's all about putting a smile on your face and a pep in your step, man.
Yeah. I was writing a song. I said I'm the original inventor of the step infection.
The step
That's what they call that, the step infection. That's something that old people do.
Nah, we step nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
But the step infection,
step infection is
that little step like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can dance at this age. I can still outdance most people.
Good.
When I get up on stage, they get up there and they go like, how can he dance like that? It's not about moving your feet, but I got these little body moves I throw in it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a contortionist.
Yeah. That's right.
Because a friend of mine said, "Hey man, you want me taking pictures of you while you was up there singing?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, she was taking pictures of you," and he said, "I told her, say, hey, me and him the same age." She said, "Well, if y'all the same age, how come you don't move like that?"
Right.
Because I had all the little kids, Catherine, they was all at the stage like this.
Yeah.
How can he do that?
That's right.
But I always liked to dance. Me and my girl used to go up to the Elks Lodge. We used to light it up every Saturday night.
That's right.
We go in there and we start dancing. And then on Saturday night was the slowest night. But after we started coming about a year, the place was just packed. Because Friday night is their best night. At the Elks Lodge up there on Stockton Boulevard.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday night, you go up there to, especially Friday night. They be jumping on Friday nights.
Elks Lodge, Stockton, Friday night.
Yeah. And that was after it's on Stockton Boulevard and Sacramento, South Sacramento. Off of 14th Street.
Okay.
Yeah, and Stockton Boulevard. Yeah, they be over there Friday and Saturday night. They be thumping. And it's mostly Friday nights. This is their best night. You go in there and have yourself. And you'll see a lot of people that you grew up with in there.
Right.
Because everybody from over there moved over here to Stockton, Modesto, and Sacramento. All of them, from East Palo Alto, you can find East Palo Alto. Every time I go up there, I see at least 10 people from East Palo Alto.
Oh yeah, all around the valley, man.
Yeah, everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And Modesto, it's a lot of them in Modesto.
That's right.
You know, because my nephew was down there. One of my nephews still down there. And I got nephews was here. And my other nephew, I think, Gerald, he's in Vegas cooking. He went to school. I think he was a cook, and he was a carpenter. He took all them schools. You know, he was the pretty boy of the other part of the family. One of my brother's youngest sons.
Okay.
My brother had kids all over the place.
How many kids you have kids?
My daughter, she had like my daughter. I raised my daughter, and I raised my oldest granddaughter and my youngest granddaughter.
You say that was one of the reasons you couldn't back then is just travel everywhere you wanted to. You was busy raising your family.
I didn't mind. I just wanted to raise my kids and wanted to have, I might have had a chance to go do things, but that meant more to me trying to raise them kids,
So, I mean, my dad's 80, and he tells me about, he was born in 36, I think, 36, something like that. But he's 80 years old, and he tells me the difference. Like, when he was a kid, it wasn't even an imagination that there'd be a black president. That was one thing.
Oh, man.
Couldn't imagine it.
We never believed that was going to happen. We kept saying, we hope it'd happen before we die. And it happened. Because I wasn't expecting Obama to win that when he did win. Because they've been, Jesse Jackson tried to get in, and a few more people tried to get in. It just didn't work.
That's right.
They didn't want no black man in there. And then they disrespected him after he got in there.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand them putting Trump in there because Trump don't know anything about poverty.
Right.
All he knows about bossing people around and stuff. He really don't know anything about poverty. It would be good if he did know, but there's certain things he'll never understand. Because I watched that apprentice thing, I kept saying. And then remember that girl said something a few years ago, she had won Miss Universe, and Trump was over that. And she said something about gays.
Right.
They took her crown. Just like
Right. That's right.
They took her crown.
That's right.
It's all right to, to have certain feelings in life, but sometimes certain things, certain borders you don't cross.
Leave it to yourself.
You kind of keep, like certain, the gay thing, it's cool. If you want to be gay, it's cool, But on the same factor, they mix in a little bit the gay stuff into, and the straight people, some straight people, we voted gay marriage out of California, but Obama opened Pandora's box by overturning it.
Yeah.
I feel like if they want to be gay, call it marriage. Don't call it marriage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the Bible,
No, right.
Don't change the word.
Let's say a man and a woman.
Yeah,
right.
It's supposed to be a man and a woman.
Right.
If y'all want to do it, hey, I'm not against it. Hey, go do it.
Don't try to change
if
my
you
life because
if
you want
like
to be
it,
gay.
If you like it, I love it. But on the same factor, I believe in the rules of the Bible. I do.
Yeah.
Because that's where I was raised. My mother taught me, always respect women, and there's certain things you don't do. And a lot of times I almost got myself into stuff, but be smart enough not to put yourself in there, just like beating on women and going out there robbing people and cutting and shooting. Because when the Black Panthers came out, they had a reason to do what they wanted to do, but our group had just started. And somebody said, "Weren't you in the Black Panthers?" I said, "Well, I'm already in the public side singing in nightclub. I don't need to add nothing else to it. I got friends that's in the Black Panthers, But, on the same factor, I wasn't ready to do that. That would have been too many things on my plate. And then I was a married man with a kid too.
Right.
No, that was, because sometimes you make yourself out of a target.
That's right.
Because the Black Panthers came to town. When they came to town, me and cops out there. They had a meeting over at the Ravenwood gym. They had brothers up on top of the gym with walkie-talkies looking for cops.
Yeah.
And them cops was out there taking pictures of everybody coming in and out. They knew who everybody was.
Yeah.
And then they started putting those cameras down there on University down by the pool hall and catch them fools out there doing drugs and selling drugs. And them fools was still doing it.
Yeah.
Like, somebody said, "Hey, man, cameras up there." Oh, heck with that camera.
Right.
Just like these kids now, they go commit a crime and they tape it and put it on.
Right. Dummies, man.
The police come straight to their door.
Man, y'all need to quit doing that, man.
Yeah,
Stop doing that type of stuff.
Well, our kids don't have enough to do, especially like it's no jobs, And when the kids don't have no job, they get creative, and sometimes the creation they come up with is not the right thing.
Yeah. Especially now, they took music out the schools. They don't teach me. That's not a curriculum no more. Music.
Oh man.
When I was a kid,
that's
they taught
one
me
of the
how to
main
use
things
the
that got.
trombone and
That's what the main thing that got people through school.
Right.
Especially black kids. We actually the white folks always like to see us sing and dance.
Right.
So that's when we like to do it anyway. So that's a natural thing. But on the same factor, they won't let us do nothing else. And I know plenty of guys that had college educations doing things, but they never got a chance to do that kind of work.
Yeah.
My friend of mine, his father had a master's degree, and his father ended up detailing cars. And then had his own janitorial service.
To this day, that's right.
Yeah, it's just too much of that going on. Why is it that we got to go over in other countries and fight for their rights and their human rights over there, and they don't have it straight here? That makes no sense.
No, it don't. Don't make no sense.
Blacks and Mexicans, we at the bottom of the pit. In fact, we're on the bottom of the pit. The Mexicans on top of us because there's some Mexicans that don't like blacks. When you remember that brother that did all that shooting at the quarry a few years ago?
Oh yeah.
Well, I knew him.
Did you?
Yeah, I ran into him. He was at my house when Holyfield and Tyson fought. And then I ran into him. Remember they had back in '06 when they had that big old concert downtown San Jose. I ran into him down there and I tell him what's happening. He said he was gonna come up here, but he said it was when what's his name said the reason he did what he did is because there was a lot of Mexicans that worked at that quarry, and the bosses wanted to get some of their friends in. He'd been working there 20 years, and they were trying to get him out to get some of their friends in, and he wasn't going for it. So
his from East Palo Alto, wasn't
he? He lived in San Jose off of William Street.
Okay.
Did you remember the Jenny Jones show?
Yeah.
You remember there was a guy always came on there saying, "Surprise, surprise, surprise." That was him.
Okay.
This lady was babysitting his daughter. He raised his own daughter. And he was babysitting his daughter, and he brought her all the way over to Jenny Jones show to show that he liked her. And so they showed that commercial while our show was on. He always said, "Surprise, surprise, surprise," because she didn't know who was bringing her all the way out there from San Jose, and to say that they liked him, it was him. And he was in a Bud Weiser commercial.
Okay.
I've seen him on when they had Boxing USA. He was with the trainers, wiping the.
Is that right?
Yeah, he did all that stuff.
Oh, I didn't know all this, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
His name was Sharifa.
Okay.
And he was one of the good-looking brothers that he always wore a nice suit, but he didn't wear shirts where everybody could see his built and everything. He was there with all the girls in town loved him. Yeah, he was off the hook, but he got tired of what them people was doing. He went in and shot up all them people. And then what was so cold, he was another one. When he finally caught up with him, when he came out with his hands up, they lowered the boom on him. See, they don't do white boys like that.
No.
Anytime they get a chance to kill one of them, that's why they got the thing talking about Black Lives Matter. Because
I don't even know what that means.
It would mean that why you just killing us like it ain't nothing.
But,
why they gonna kill this boy? And this boy, he outright murdered that boy, but he got off.
Yeah.
Walking down the street, and it's been going on, for years and years. A friend of mine used to say, he said, "Boy, back in a long time ago, if you came from town and you went to one of them white areas down south somewhere, if you go on a bar or something, say, where do the black people hang out? And one of them old white boys, ever go out there in the trees.
Yeah.
Well, we hanging them all.
Yeah.
I went through south where they said, well, you can't come in this band. We did this a few years ago. My lady went down here. We're down in Manteca somewhere. Pulled off and go into the bathroom. We don't have a bathroom. But when her great grandson goes in there, which he's real light, asks for a bathroom. Oh, this right in there.
Yeah.
And some Arabs did that.
Yeah.
We on the bottom of the totem pole. They
That's
want
true, man.
they want all our talent, but they don't want to be us.
That's right. That's right.
You know, all the latest sayings and stuff come from us. All the way we dress and stuff, they emulate. And they've been doing it for years.
That's right. And profiting.
And then they say, well, why you hate black people? Oh, because they got kinky hair and they smell and stuff. Wait a minute. When who gets wet, who smells bad?
Hey, okay. Okay, that's real deep. We was getting deep for a minute, man. Back to this music.
Yeah.
We
got off course.
Let's get to wrapping it up, man. We about to 91, 92. And we went through basically 76. And we went through a few albums and a few people. And you know, T-Bo, you know what I'm saying? Then C-Funk. What about Will Rock? What's Real Rock having going after?
Well, see, when I first met with Real Rock, we all went to Foothill College for a while. You know, I took up TV production, and Will Rock was up there playing football, running track, and he still had his keys and stuff. And then he was playing with this one little band that couldn't play that well, so he ended up with the Precision. And it was after they got together, they were playing all over the place, and it was in L.A.
Out of there.
They was down there. I
Just
was
like
there
that.
one night. They was thumping.
Yeah.
And them people were down there was loving them.
Yeah.
You know, but the group kind of broke up. Everybody went different ways.